welcome to my channel. You guys are now tuned into the Modern Diva, and today you already know we are talking about the drama. Well, not even the drama, but what's going on with Balenciaga. I had wanted to talk about this for a minute, but I kind of wanted to be like, you know what? Let me wait. I want to see what Kim Kardashian is gonna say. And at first, honestly, it had took her a minute, so I didn't think she was gonna say anything at all. But let's watch this video. This video was on Fox News with Tucker Carlson.
There's a stable of so-called conspiracy theories that at the highest levels of politics and finance, there is a shadowy cabal of pedophiles who use their power to hide the crimes they commit against children.
This is crazy.
That sounds pretty far out to us, too dark and strange to be true, and of course we are not obviously endorsing that idea. On the other hand, you can kind of see why people might believe it. Jeffrey Epstein, for example. Epstein continued to dine with business moguls and heads of state long after he was arrested for having sex with minors. How did he do that? Why did nobody say anything? Why did people keep eating with him? Well, at the very least, we can conclude, based on the evidence, that there is a tolerance for pedophilia among the most powerful in our society, a tolerance that you would not find in, say, your average middle-class American family. Some of the rich really are different that way. That's clearly true. And in case you need more evidence of that, consider Balenciaga. Balenciaga is what they call a luxury brand. Balenciaga is a company that sells $1,100 sneakers and cotton sweatshirts for $1,500 to people who've literally run out of things to buy. You're probably not doing your back-to-school shopping at Balenciaga, but some people apparently are. So this week, Balenciaga rolled out a new ad campaign on Instagram, and the selling point of the ads was sex with children. One photograph showed a very young girl lying face down on a couch,
I didn't see this
candles, empty wine glasses, and a dog collar on a coffee table in front of her. Another picture showed the same girl, a toddler, holding a teddy bear dressed in sexual bondage gear, including a leather harness. And then, in case you missed the point, we're for pedophilia at Balenciaga. Another picture made it explicit. That picture showed pages from a Supreme Court opinion that struck down a law designed to fight child pornography. Whoever staged the photo shoot made certain to include a portion of that opinion that used the word sex or sexual 4 times. And of course, that was not an accident. Balenciaga wanted you to notice. So this seemed like a big story to us, as we told you last night. Here you have a major international retail brand promoting kiddie porn and sex with children, and not promoting it subtly, but right out in the open. No healthy society can tolerate that, and in fact, none ever have tolerated it. There's never been a time in American history where pedophilia was considered anything other than the worst thing, the most horrifying crime imaginable.
Somebody was literally saying that there are people out here who are trying to make this normal. And I got another video that I wanted y'all to watch. Oh, my phone died.
Pedophiles famously get killed in prison because even murderers consider them immoral. That's how out of bounds it is and has always been to sexualize children. It's totally unacceptable. But apparently, it's not unacceptable anymore. Academics have redefined child molesters as minor attracted persons. And the point, of course, is to send a message that actually it's not that big a deal. It's just a different kind of love. So maybe not surprisingly, given that trend, apart from a few isolated exceptions in the American media, almost all outlets completely ignored Balenciaga's kiddie porn ad campaign. There was not a single story about it in the New York Times this morning, or in Jeff Bezos' Washington Post, or on CNN or NBC. There was no talk of an investigation or a boycott. The usual outrage merchants stayed completely silent because they weren't outraged. Balenciaga ultimately issued a statement saying it was going to punish the photographer who did the shoot.
Y'all didn't have people go through this?
They didn't know about it. And after that, the story effectively died. And that means that the CEO of Balenciaga, a man called Cedric Charbit, will not become a social pariah for what his company has just done. He will continue, just as Jeffrey Epstein continued, to enjoy his busy social life totally unpenalized with his many fabulous celebrity friends. Here he is, for example, with the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who looks very excited to be with him. Now, we found that picture, by the way, in less than a minute online. Yet, as far as we know, apart from us on this show, no one has asked Eric Adams about it, and it's likely that nobody ever will. And the reason is simple. The media have no interest in covering the sexualization of children. Their interest, and it's a very intense interest, tellingly so, is in destroying anyone who complains about the sexualization of children, or who even notices it. Noticing it, they tell us, is an attack on the LGBT community. So the assumption here, their assumption apparently, is that gay people are in favor of molesting kids, and of course in favor of performing genital mutilation on minors.
That's crazy.
But that's absurd. No normal person is for this, gay or not. It's not anti-gay to oppose kiddie porn or to feel horror at the fact that doctors are cutting the breasts off of healthy teenage girls. These are crimes, and most gay people think they're crimes. Why wouldn't they think that? Protecting children from adults who want to sexually exploit them is a basic human instinct, and it's a noble instinct. And yet NBC News is doing its best to redefine that instinct as a crime. Yesterday, NBC brought on its law enforcement expert, by the way, a former assistant director of the FBI, to warn viewers that anyone who complains about the sexualization of children will be punished by the legal system, will be sued into bankruptcy and destroyed. Watch this.
There was going to be a drag brunch the next day at Club Q. And that's a way to get kids to see, hey, look, it's a person, doesn't necessarily look like the people that you see every day at the store or whatever. But these are real people with lives and emotions. They like the same stories that you do. There's nothing sexualized about it. But every time there's one of those now, the Proud Boys show up because there's an account on the internet called Lives of TikTok that's been pushed by, Tucker Carlson and the Babylon Bee and the far right.
Tucker, in particular, seems fixated on this anti-queer panic. In addition to his diatribes against drag shows, he's platformed anti-trans activists, used particularly vicious and extreme rhetoric to attack children's hospitals for providing trans youth a medical care.
If he's a consumer of the people we just rattled off, from Lauren Boebert to Tucker Carlson, let's get it out. Let's get it out at trial. Let's expose it for what it is, name it and shame it. He's a consumer of these people, and those people should face civil consequences from the victims.
Oh, so the former assistant director of the FBI calling for, quote, civil consequences, and yet...
This is crazy. I want to see a little bit of what Candace got to say.
Every single day. Their products are 100% whole. People are so obsessed with being dressed by designers, by wearing the top luxury brands, that they will intentionally turn the other cheek when one of them is now experimenting with child pedophilia via an ad shoot. And they're not even having to answer any questions, because why should they? Why would Balenciaga answer any questions when they know that every single one of these perverted celebrities will stand by them? Because they are never outraged when it comes to children. We have long known that Hollywood has hidden pedophilia, that many executives have been arrested for engaging in pedophilia, from Nickelodeon to Disney, that a lot of these kids that go into Hollywood end up getting molested or harmed or raped. That is the truth about Hollywood. And why does it happen? Because there's a culture of silence that allows for it to take place. It is absolutely sickening. I intend to be loud, use my platforms loudly to speak out against this, because Balenciaga is not going to get away with this. Moving on, you guys. Speaking of Ye, Julia Fox, you probably have no idea who she is. You don't need to know who she is. It's completely irrelevant. I think Ye dated her for 2 weeks, and we're about to see what it's like when a girl tries to turn 2 weeks into a career, because that's what she's trying to do.
That's crazy. So I was wondering, what Kim was going to say. So she came out and she said what she had to say. I think a lot of people was waiting to hear from Kim. And Kim did exactly what I thought she was going to do, not really say much of anything. So she said, I have been quiet for the past few days, not because I haven't been disgusted or outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaigns, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could happen. What is there to understand, Ken? What is there to understand? As a mother of 4, I have been shaken by the disturbing images. The safety of children must be held with the highest regard, and any attempts to normalize child abuse of any kind should have no place in our society, period. I appreciate Balenciaga's removal of the campaigns and apology and speaking with them. I believe they understand the seriousness of the issue and will take necessary measures for this to never happen again. So it's not looking like Kim is leaving. As for my future with Balenciaga, I am currently reevaluating my relationship with the brand, basing it off their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened to begin with, and the actions I am expecting to see them take to protect children. So it's given very much my relationship with Balenciaga is not over. I just feel like Kim got too much money. Like, Kim got too much money, regardless of the papers or anything that is signed. Kim got the money for the best lawyers, whatever she got to do, if she did sign a contract. I know that Skims, I don't know what their affiliation is, but I know that maybe like the people that make Balenciaga, I heard Kanye say something of those regards. Like, there's some relationship there. But I think they have no ties within her brand or anything like that. But I just feel like for Kim, I don't know who is behind her and who is telling her to do what, but I kind of feel like this should have just kind of been a move that she should have made, and it should have been a no-brainer. You know, especially of a mother of 4 kids. Like, I don't got no kids, but I'm just saying, like, I thought that the ad was very weird. But we see stuff like this all the time. And like he said, in Hollywood, like, they do weird stuff all the time. Like, they do pedo stuff all the time. Like, so this is nothing new for Hollywood. I was just saying to myself, I was like, I would never want my kids to be a child actor. Like, because I just feel like too many of them things be happening. Like, and if I was to ever put, like, if my child really wanted to be an actor or wanted to be on a small TV show, I would wait until they got older, but I would be there following them every step of the way. Because we hear the horror stories. And like I said, she did exactly what I thought that she was going to do. And I just feel like Kim should have just been like, you know what, Balenciaga, like, I'm cutting ties immediately. Because I just feel like when it was time for Kanye to have what had happened to him, you wasted no time saying, I don't stand with Kanye. I don't stand with Kanye or anything that he has done. Like, so I don't understand what the issue was here. So, somebody said my contract is not over yet. Somebody said, good, she spoke out, but this gave none of us are perfect. She'll be working with them again. If only your estranged husband was given the opportunity of understanding. Exactly. She'll continue working with them. She will be boot pants and gloves next week. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. Oh my God, y'all are funny. But yeah, it's giving very much. She's not going anywhere. I feel like we see disturbing stuff like this all the time. I feel like Balenciaga really needs to be held under fire for this. But I feel like what's going to happen is going to be a little bit of outrage. Balenciaga's going to stop posting for a while. They'll come back and everything will be forgiven. I feel like the internet can be too forgiving and they don't cancel when they need to cancel. And I just feel like, I know that there's a lot of steps, right? So this is a big fashion house. Balenciaga is a huge fashion house, like a huge, huge fashion house. And I know that you have the owner up here, and then you have people that you hire, and then after that, he get his cut at the end. But I kind of feel like you don't go through anything, like you don't see the ads that are posted, like you don't, like, even if you're at the way top and you're just paying people at this point, like your name is on it, you started it, but you're just paying people at this point. There's no, all these people have to go through this. There's no way this ad didn't have to go through a couple people. Like, what, like, who missed this? And then, like, who's the photographer? Like, this is just odd, bro. And like, the thing is, when you got this, you just get away with murder. You just get away with freaking murder. And I'm sorry, but that apology that Balenciaga gave, it just was given, we're sorry. They know no one's, like, they know no one's gonna care. They know no one's gonna really care like that. It's like R. Kelly. His music is still up and making money. You know what I mean? Like, people still listening to R. Kelly. People still vibing with R. Kelly. He is the prince. He is the king of R&B. I'm not gonna say that he's not, because he got some hits, but I can't even listen to R. Kelly to sing. Like, people still rocking with him, and it's just like, we need to cancel where he need to be canceled like the baby was canceled. Like, I'm just not feeling it. I hope that Kim makes the right move. I think she needs to end it, period. But I think that they know behind the scenes that nobody's really gonna do anything, and nobody's gonna fully cancel Balenciaga. Balenciaga's gonna sit back a little bit, and they're gonna come back out like it was nothing. And that's just the truth. Like, people are gonna throw it in the rug. The internet is so forgiving and forgets about it next week. Like, Literally, Takeoff died not too long ago. The internet's forgotten about Takeoff, you know? I think they posted Cardi B, but may he rest in peace because that was so sad. But all right, y'all, I want to see what you guys feel below. How do you guys feel about this whole situation? Do you guys feel like the internet is too forgiving? Because I just feel like the internet is like too forgiving when they don't need to be. Like I said, I feel like Balenciaga isn't going to be hurt by this. It's sad to say, but I just don't feel like they're going to be hurt by this. But I do think they should have some real repercussions because this is crazy. Trust me, I'm pretty sure Balenciaga people still buying Balenciaga. They don't care. And that's just how I feel. I feel like people don't care. There was another video I wanted you guys to see, but it's not loaded up here. It was a TikTok video. But I will see you guys later and let me know how you like this video and deuces.